Friday, October 31st. The city streets are decorated for the holidays. Even in the rain. Hidden in the chaos is the element. But I'm there too. Watching. Waiting for the moment to strike. Bam! Bam 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 bam. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. But happy late Halloween, everyone. Yes, I was planning to just say happy Halloween, but you know me, I know me, this thing is never coming out on time. For all I know, this might as well come out on the holiday that you Americans call Thanksgiving. But anyways, so last time we built this building, which is the Wool Street building, which is where we farm every type of colored wool. And as you can see, the sheep are stacked on top of each other in their chambers, and the way I achieve this is by having a sheep pen on the roof and then dropping them down on top of each other one by one. However, at one point I decided that I wanted to replace one of the fences with a fence gate while the pen was full with sheep. And yep, that went as well as you'd expect. And after that teeny tiny blunder, I famously said this about the sheep that had gotten out. They're up on the roof, so it's like, they shouldn't go anywhere, like... Anyways, right? Well, I was very wrong. So today we are gonna pay our respects to the fallen workers of Wool Street by making a beautiful graveyard that is definitely not run down and cramped between larger buildings. Or what is that? You feeling hooked? You feeling interested? Well, this is where I tell you to hit the subscribe button. I mean, we are truly at the cusp of reaching 200 subscribers. Also, after this video, please go over and follow my Twitch. I go under the same name. We are just 10 followers away from reaching the affiliate goal of 25 followers. I did the math. And I need to become an affiliate so I can start earning ad money and you can subscribe with Twitch Prime. Isn't it amazing? Okay, I'm done. Thank you. Alright, so we are behind the Wool Street building and I got some shulker boxes here with some materials. We got some tough here, which will be the materials for the gate and the fence that will go around the graveyard. And we also got some other materials here. If you can recognize these materials, they are the type of blocks that we use for our railway line. So, oh, I fell there. So I want to dig out, okay, I'm gonna dig out quite a lot here, but I'm also gonna dig out here and make a road here, and then I want to take the railway line and have it make a turn and go over the road here, and then also between the buildings here for some future stuff that I'm setting up that I'm not gonna get into today. Okay, I want you to take a close look at my tools and see if there's something missing. Alright, so we got the sword, we got the bow, we got the Silky Peak Junior, we got the shovel, the axe, we got the trident, the hoe. But wait, Saint, where's the fortune pickaxe? It's gone, alright? I broke it. I mean, it's getting embarrassing at this point. I've lost one pickaxe per episode for the last 2 episodes, just because I'm not paying any attention. These pickaxes were probably about a year old or more at this point. This is heritage that has just gone up into thin air. But anyways, we've done some groundwork here. We got the little gate here, and we got the graveyard wall. I realized that I said graveyard fence earlier, but I think wall is actually the correct term to use here. As you can see, it's not that complicated like gate and wall for the graveyard. And I was gonna say that the reason is that so it doesn't like take attention away from the graveyard that we're gonna have here, but honestly I'm just lazy. We also got the railway down here that goes over us. I really like this part of the city. I think this might be my new favorite. Okay, I know that I got like a new favorite for every episode. But I mean, I'm just creating cool stuff, alright? It's a tough problem to have. So we got the graveyard wall here. And we got the wall from this building here. And then we got like the railway as a roof above. And I think this creates like a really cozy and cool place here. At the moment it's not very detailed, we just got some andesite in the ground, then we got some glow lichen here to lighten things up so mobs doesn't spawn. But I'm thinking that I want to have like some stuff here later on, like maybe some campfires, adding some barrels and some chests. I want this to be like a back alley, and I want it to have like a rundown like a back alley feel to it. But anyways, as I was saying, we've also been digging here a bit, and I've made a staircase down here, so I made a decision that I wanted to have the graveyard like further down and not just like on the flat same level here. And there are 2 reasons for that. Really. The first one is that, in case you couldn't tell, the whole city is like on the same Y level, so I wanted to change things up. And the second reason is that I like the idea that you're like going down into it, like you're going down underground, like you're going down into the underworld, to the land of the dead. So what I want to have down here is I want to create like, I want to terraform like a cliff edge that goes like all the way around, so it looks like the graveyard has almost like collapsed down here. I want it to feel like that you're down here among the dead and you're like looking up at the rest of the city. I also want to build some building like here in between the 2 stairs that go up to like just fill out the space here. Then I think I want to have like a path from the 2 stairs that connect up and then lead up to like a bigger central building that I might have on like higher Y level. Maybe I move up the ground like here at some point, like up by 1. Maybe I make some smaller buildings at the side here as well. I think I want to have like a pale oak tree. I think that would be pretty cool. And then add some gravestones. And then behind the central building, I want to have like another building. And inside of that building, I want to have an open grave that you can walk down in, that leads to like a little tunnel that eventually, if you walk through it, you will maybe like end up there. Because as I said, I wanted to have terraform like some cliff edges here, and then maybe like the tunnel leads up there to like the back door or like the back gate of the graveyard that we have here. I also think I want to have like a large sewer pipe that sticks out. It maybe like have it drip some like toxic waste that has poisoned the ground or something. And this sewer pipe, I don't want to like just be an aesthetic thing, but I think I want it to be the start of a sewage system that I've been thinking of that I want to have here. Or like, okay, when I mean here, I mean in the entire city. I want to have like a sewage system that like actually goes around the city, so you can walk through it and get around to different places in the city. And maybe also have like some cool stuff there underground, like maybe having some villain layer or something. There's a lot of potential, Saint, that's cool and all, but can you stop talking and get to work? Alright. Okay, first of all, yes, the copper on these buildings and the rest are supposed to be oxidized, but unfortunately they are affected by a thing that not even one as mighty as me can control. Time. Honestly, I think this might be my best work so far. I mean, I got 2 wholly original buildings here. I don't think I've ever seen anything been built in Minecraft that resembles these 2 buildings. We got a quite cool building out of dye right here. Unfortunately, as I said, the roof is not done, but it's nice nevertheless, even though it is not in its full form yet. We got a cross there on the top, and currently there is no interior, and that goes for most of the buildings here, but that will be built in the future. We also got a cool wagon design here, where like the wagon has tipped over and all the gravestones have fallen out. The inspiration from this I got from a image I found on Reddit by a user named Kosa, so props to this user. This is probably like the coolest wagon design I've seen out there. I gotta say, I'm quite shocked about my tree design, because it went way better than I thought it would. Preferably, I would have wanted some pale moss and pale hanging moss, I think it's called. However, I don't have any, so it is what it is. We also got the sewer pipe here. Currently, it's only an aesthetic thing, but it will definitely be a part of a larger network in the future. Mark my words. And then we also got some graves on the sides here, since, you know, it is a graveyard. But let's talk about the main building. So this building was inspired by an image I found of a graveyard somewhere. I can't remember where it was, but I saw an image of a graveyard and it had like a large, tall, cool building, so I took some inspiration from that. Oh, but didn't you say that this building was wholly original? Well, yeah, in Minecraft, but something similar has definitely been built in real life. Currently, we don't have an interior, but we do have a glass floor here, which is quite cool. As you can see, it's only grass below, but I think we can make something quite cool here. Maybe like some grave excavation or something. We put some coarse dirt and stuff down here, maybe like a couple of skeleton skulls. Maybe we put some bones on some invisible iron frames. We'll see, yeah. At the back here, we got this little like neoclassical building, which is housing this grave that I talked about earlier. So this grave, as you can see, you can walk down in. This leads to a little tunnel that if we walk through it, we come to this ladder and we will eventually end up in a little tent here. The idea behind this tent, I'm not really sure. I had like a corner up here and like I wanted this back door to the graveyard to lead somewhere, so I thought, what if we had like some grave digger thieves or something that set up camp here and then they like dug a tunnel down which ended up like down there at the coffin or something, and they have this tunnel now where they can get in and out of the graveyard. Oh yeah, remember when I said that I built this graveyard for like the sheep that had died from Wood Street? Yeah, I completely lost the plot on that. I mean, this graveyard has like nothing to do with the sheep, to be honest. I mean, I got this building here, this very cool building, might I say, and I got this chest in here with the remains from some of the sheep that died, but like that's about it. So truth be told, I wanted to make something spooky for the spooky season. This thing with the sheep was not really a reason, it was more of an excuse, to be honest. Oh yeah, so I originally planned to have wither roses here among the leaves, because I have a wither farm that produces loads of wither roses, except that it doesn't anymore. You see, the farm I'm using in a nutshell works like this. You spawn a wither under the portal in the end, and then you stand by a contraption that semi-automatically makes a snowman that falls down with the wither, and then the wither kills them, and then you go down there and just collect a bunch of wither roses. Except that when I was gonna do this, I went down there and the snowmen were still there, which made me a bit confused, so I went on the internet to figure out why this was. And lo and behold, the mechanics that this farm relied upon had been patched. So I was forced to commit a massacre. Thanks a lot, Mojang.